Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. Let's talk about new makeup releases. Purchase or pass, will I buy it? There's some new stuff out there. If you're curious, I am referencing two different Instagram accounts. One is Trend Mood 1, the other is Makeup on Your Radar 2. They are where I go to find out what's new, what's out there, and what kind of catches my interest. Everything I'm talking about today are things that either make me excited or make me go, oh, who asked for this? I try not to be mean about it, but there are times that there are just things I just don't understand. I don't. All right, so let's start with one of those things that I am just not getting. And this is new from Benefit. And they have their new Hoola Wave Bronzing Balm. I know that a lot of people are Hoola fans. Hoola's been around forever. And it's one of those that I tried. I was never able to use the original Hoola because it was too deep for my skin tone, but Hoola Light came out and I loved it. And I went through an entire box of Hoola Light. But these bronzing balms, I don't know. And maybe it's just that a lot of people are going for a lot of cream products right now, and that's why these are out. But I don't know that this is something that I necessarily need in my collection. But if you're interested, it's a balm version of the original Hoola, has 12-hour wear, is waterproof, sweat-proof, smudge-proof, and transfer-resistant, which is what I would hope if they're doing a cream product, especially something that is a bronzer, because we love our bronzers in the summertime, and the last thing you want is to sweat it off. That's for sure. So these come in 4 shades, and I'm just not excited about this. I already have a ton of cream bronzers in stick form, some that come in large pans. I don't have to have this product, but I could definitely see somebody who might be a Benefit fan or a Hoola fan specifically going, ooh, wow, that looks cool, but it's definitely not for me. All right, I saw these and I had to tell myself, just hold on, take a look, because you probably are going to have to pass on these, but there are new Sephora favorite sets. Now, I always love a Sephora favorite set, but I have to remind myself that first of all, they're small sizes. And I mean, sometimes they have a full size product in there. I tend to prefer kits that have full size products in them so that, you know, I'm not just using like a small rinky dink sample. But there are some full size products intermixed with a more deluxe size samples here. There are 3 new sets. One of them is called What's in My Bag. It's $52. In the What's in My Bag, it looks like there's only one full size product. I'm used to there being several, and the only full size product is the Milk Jelly Blush, and that is something I'm not interested in. They have the Clean Me Up kit. It has a full-size Tower 28 mascara and a full-size Lawless, what is it? Something the filler, skip the filler, plumping lip gloss. I like that lip gloss. It's got a lot of other stuff in there as well, but 2 things. That one's the one that's kind of pulling me in, but then it has some things that I already have or that I'm not interested in. That one right there is $50, and the Vacay All Day is $48, and it has a full-size Rare blush in there, and it's one of the ones that is the kind of the creamy ones, not the brand new ones, but the ones that came out several years ago. They have a full-size Balm.com, a full-size Merit Day Glow, and another full-size a Makeup by Mario lip product. So as I'm looking at this, that one seems like to have the most things in there that are full size, but I wonder if maybe some of these products are in here because they're being replaced, and it's a way for Sephora to kind of bundle and get them off the shelves, because I'm sure the new Rare blushes that are the kind of that bouncy texture are going to replace the original cream blush they came out with 3 years ago. I think that's probably what's happening. It makes me wonder about some of the other products that are in this set as well. But I don't think I'm going to be picking any of these up. I have so much of this makeup already, but I always like looking at the sets. Now, I would have a harder time if it was an all lip set. You know, that's my Achilles heel, but I'm happy to say I'll be able to skip on these. All right, there is something new from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the new Pillow Talk Soulmates Face Palette, as well as additions to the Pillow Talk Kissing lipstick line and the Matte Revolution lipsticks. The lipsticks are in the same sort of packaging they've been in before, but they have a pink heart jewel affixed to the top of the cap. That is kind of like the difference. That kind of puts them in with this collection. And I like that the products for the face come in a heart-shaped compact, but I don't know that I love that bright pink jewel that's in the middle. It feels a little childish. I think I would have liked the compact better had it just been a plain heart. And it doesn't bother me as much on the lipsticks, but it kind of really, it doesn't really feel like it's the same as the rest of the Charlotte Tilbury line, because as I'm thinking about like the large bronzers, the large highlights that come in those large metallic compacts, those are just large, slightly oval shaped compacts that have really beautiful Art Deco lines on the front. And this has some beautiful lines on the front, but it's that kind of pillowed, impression of that pink gem that just has me going, oh. Now, am I going to buy these? No. But I think the reason that I even put these in here today is because the packaging was such of like the other thing I don't like, that there's only these 2 shades for the face palettes. And if you're looking at the model swatches on light, medium, and deep skin tones, it looks like one of the, if not both of the highlights are ashy on the deepest skin tone, which means that, 2 different colorways was not enough. They should have done more than that. I'm not going to be picking these up, but it just made me wonder, are we willing to pay $50 for what looks like childlike packaging? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. Here's something that I saw and kind of excited me, and it's rare that I get excited for a drugstore lip product. This is new from Maybelline. They have their Lifter Glaze Lip Balm. And I was like, ooh, these are described as a hydrated lip with a sheer tint and a glazed, shiny finish. It has Barbados cherry extract in it, hyaluronic acid, and it's a non-sticky formula. It melts to lips upon application for a sheer, buildable tint of color. That looks really interesting. It looks like there are 10 shades. All it says is it's coming soon to their website. I can't wait until I see these in store. These look really interesting. Tinted lip balms have always been huge favorites. They're kind of like the non-lipstick for people who want a little bit of tint but don't want to feel like they're wearing too much makeup. I can definitely see there being a market for this, but I want to know what it feels like. I'm very curious to see what the texture is like, to see what the wear is like. Does it go outside of my vermilion border? Does it kind of travel all over the face? Is it juicy? Is it hydrating? Does it keep my lips nourished and happy? Like, this is definitely something that I'm very, very curious about. It's been a while since I've been kind of like, oh, look, a drugstore lippy, but this one actually really caught my attention. So if I ever happen to see it, chances are you'll see me using it here. Okay, this is new from Westman Atelier. I have never tried one of the blush sticks from Westman Atelier. I have one of the contour sticks in Biscuit and I like it. I have one of the highlight sticks and I don't love it. I mean, it's okay, but it's just not my favorite. But what's interesting is that Westman Atelier came out with new face powder duos. And I like that they're using a lot of the same shades that they already have in their contour shades as well as in their blush sticks, and they've made them into powder versions because some people just like powders better. So I was kind of thinking about this, mostly going probably not, because I need more cheek products, like I need another hole in my head. But these have antioxidants, phytosqualane, and they are a lightweight finish. And the baby cheeks and face trace sculpting duos, and then there's also the blush duo. So you'll have 2 blushes together, or a blush and a sculpting duo. So there's 4 of each. They look really interesting. I'm looking through here. Petal is one of the shades, and Biscuit are the shades that I know. I'm not familiar with every single blush shade from Westman Atelier, but some of these here look like they're new, because like I don't think I've ever seen a Fizz and Jam named on one of the blush sticks. Am I wrong? Are those like existing shades, or are these new shades altogether? Because I have seen Coquette, I have seen Petal, I have seen Pop It, but then, and I think even Sable. But the minute we're starting to get into like some of these other shades like Fizz and Jam, I'm just like, interesting. Oh, I'm wrong. There's only 3 of each. I said earlier there were 4. There's only 3. But they look beautiful. They look beautiful. I don't know what the price is, but they're not available until the 4th of April. Okay, this is something that instantly pulled me in, and then I saw the price and I gasped. I was like, no. All right, so there are available now new lipsticks from Celine Beauté. So I've never tried anything at all from Celine, but these look stunning. They're a light, comfortable, creamy formula with a satin finish, but they're $75. I was like, what? Looks like there are 15 shades. And I had seen these, but there's a ton of reds. You know me, I love a red lip, but I'm not sure that I'm ready to plunk down $75 on a lippy right now. I am still getting over the sticker shock. Last year, I did an entire roundup of luxury lipsticks. And if you haven't seen that, there's a short playlist with like 6, maybe 7 videos in there. I will link that for you in the description box down below. I was paying, $60, $75, $100 for lipsticks, and I was like, and I still have so many beautiful, I'm just looking over here at my collection of lipsticks, stunning, absolutely stunning lipsticks that I rarely wear that are luxury and gorgeous. So I'm looking at this Celine offering. They look so pretty, but I'm probably not going to pick one up right now. I don't know. They're refillable. The refills are $48, but the packaging and the lipstick together is $75. Man, I just don't know. That seems like a lot. Probably going to be a skip for me, but when I saw them, I did go, oh, they're so pretty. There is a new Mothership palette from Pat McGrath. This is the Mothership 12 Petal Morphosis. 10 different shades and finishes. It looks really beautiful. I was seriously thinking about getting this. Seriously. But then I thought, you know what? When was the last time you reached for any of the ones that you have? I have 2 of these palettes, and I have 2 of the holiday palettes. And the truth is, I don't use any. I just don't. I feel like there are some products from Pat McGrath that I really, really like, and I love the eyeshadows. I'm just not always willing to jump through the hoops that I need to get a good application, to blend well, to use a sort of glitter glue or a sticky base to keep things on my lids without having a lot of glitter fall out. Like, the formulas are spectacular and beautiful, but I need to work harder, and I don't always want to work harder. Like, I want something that's super easy, that's almost stupid easy. And although these Mothership palettes are gorgeous, they do take a little bit of extra work, and I'm usually not willing to do that. So I looked at myself and I was like, okay, let's be honest here. Are you likely? No. And I was like, and for that reason alone, I am going to very easily skip this $125 stunning palette, but just remind myself that I don't even use the 2 that I have right now. Dior summer collection is already out. Well, I guess it's been revealed. It's not out yet, but it's coming soon. And I'm looking through here. They have 2 couture eyeshadow palettes. Looks like there's some sort of a gold overspray on some of these shades, but they're quints. They look really kind of pretty. One's peachy, one's pinky. They've got some nail polish, and then they have what look like lip tints and the lip maximizer plumping gloss. So this is one of those things that I'm probably gonna skip. I mean, I don't know. The last time I picked up a Dior quint, I was really let down. I try not to get things that are limited edition either, because if I fall in love with it, then I can never get it again, and that's frustrating for me. Or if I continue to use it and you can't get it anymore and you see me wearing it, then that's frustrating for you. So I try and stay away from limited edition products altogether just for that reason. But these look beautiful. If you happen to pick any of this collection up, let me know. The lip tint looked interesting because it's very, it looks juicy, it looks shiny. But it looks very much like a Korean lip tint. And I'm like, you know what? I already have things like that in my collection. I think I'm good. But it does look like a beautiful, beautiful collection. All right, when I saw this, I was really curious about it. There is a big lip and cheek tint from Pleasing. So Pleasing is the brand by Harry Styles, and it's a multi-use balm. It can be worn all over the face, so you can use it as a blush, you can use it on the lips, you can use it anywhere you want. There are 3 shades, they're $25 a piece. It says coming soon in March on their website and Sephora. I didn't know Pleasing was sold in Sephora, or maybe this is their first foray into the store. I don't know. This is really interesting. But I was looking at these and I was like, well, these look really interesting. A giant lip balm, you know, a sheer shade, a giant stick, and the shades look so pretty. They look kind of muted and a little bit grungy. And that's just on the model's arms here, the swiped that I'm seeing here. They look really pretty, but I'm curious as to what they look like in person. This is something that kind of has my attention, but I'd want to see it maybe before I buy it. But I love the idea because in the summertime, if I'm being honest, I don't wear makeup every day. And on the days that I do wear makeup, it's so minimal. It's like a clear brow gel in my eyebrows. I'll put a little bit of lipstick on, and then whatever, I'll dab my fingers over my lips and use that as blush. So something like this that's meant to be on the lips and the cheeks, like anywhere on the face, that sounds like it's a great product, and it's not terribly expensive. And I'm curious how big this big lip and cheek tint is. I don't know. It looks very, very, very interesting to me. You might have already heard, but it looks like Louis Vuitton is going to be launching a makeup line. It's coming in the autumn of 2025. This is interesting because guess who is going to be the creative director? It's going to be Pat McGrath. Part of me wonders, is the Candy Crush of it all at Pat McGrath kind of like the nail in the coffin for Pat? And Pat was like, okay, you guys keep running here. I'll sell you my line. I'm going to go do what I do someplace else. I don't know, because I feel like with the exception of the new Mothership palette release, Pat McGrath has kind of been floundering just a little bit. And so I don't know that there's a ton of creative direction coming directly from Pat for the brand. And it looks like it's less innovative than it used to be. And it looks like it's less exciting than it used to be. But having Pat over at Louis Vuitton, that looks interesting. Very, very interesting. And I definitely feel like a lot of these luxury fashion house brands are definitely getting into makeup because there's money to be made. And that is something that's kind of intriguing. All right, here's something that I saw from NYX that I was like, oh yeah, and these are probably already available. The Buttermilk highlights. I did like the Buttermilk bronzer and the blushes, but I couldn't find a blush that was pale enough for me because those are super pigmented. And I'm wondering if these highlights are just as pigmented. Are these going to be something that is going to fight me and I'm going to look like I'm wearing like a little stripe of highlighter, which is not what I'm looking for. But they've got some fun shades like an orange and a mint green, a pink and a purple. They have some really interesting shades. This is probably going to be a skip for me. I'm really liking the highlights that I picked up recently, like the Hindash highlight. I have the new one from Dior, which is what I'm wearing today, and it's very, very pretty. I also have picked up a bunch of others. I've got the one from Clinique. I'm just thinking about what's in my drawer. There's a ton of them. Like, I don't need any new highlight. And although these look really interesting, I'm probably going to easily skip these. But if you have one, I would love to know what you think about the formula. How does it wear? Is it just enough or is it too much? All right, there is something new from RMS. They have their Cashmere Matte Eyelights. So 8 new shades. If you're not familiar with the eyelights, let me pull one out for you. Little aluminum tube like this and a beautiful shimmery eyeshadow that once it sets doesn't go anywhere, stays all day. And I really, really like the eyelights formula. I have 3 of these. I think they're beautiful. They are perfect for the one and done sort of look, or if you like something that's a little bit less involved. But I thought that the fact that they're coming out with mattes, that's really cool. The other thing they've done is that they have changed the tube, because now they have what looks more like a needle nose tip on there, that when you squeeze it out, you're getting a lot less. Because here I squeeze out, you know, even just a little bit And this is more product than I can use on both my eyes. But if they have a smaller opening in a more defined sort of applicator, that's going to mean less overall loss of product. But these are, I mean, they're so pretty. They're so pretty, but I think I would really like a matte version of this formula because the formula just lasts so well on the eyes. I'm not sure that I'm like instantly purchasing these. I think these are already available. But it looks really, really, really cool. $29 if you're interested. Here's one of those that made me think, who asked for this? Now, keep in mind, I am not the target audience. I'm a 50-year-old woman. I do not play video games. And there is a new release from NYX and a collab with Minecraft because there is a Minecraft movie coming out. And they have a couple of products. They have some of their glossy, what are these called? The fat oil lip slicks. They have 3 new shades of that. They have a Minecraft handheld mirror that you could use, like a little compacty mirror. They have a new product called a Cheeky Mob Balm. They're $12 each. They have them both in highlights and in blushes. And they kind of remind me, you know, of this product here from Merit, the Flush Balm. It's something that you could swipe on and blend. Do I need it? No. The packaging, and if you're a Minecraft person, maybe it's everything you want, but it kind of drives me crazy. It definitely feels like a product for someone other than me. It looks very, very childlike, and I was looking at it going, oh, but who wants this? Obviously someone does. And I know a lot of times the collaborations with brands are very popular. So I don't know. I'm not picking this up. I'm not even interested in trying the new product that NYX has. But if you are, or you know more about Minecraft than I do, how did they do on the packaging? Does the packaging kind of meet the need of here's what Minecraft is and this is really good packaging, it kind of lines up? Or is it kind of like here's what Minecraft is and this is like terrible? Let me know your thoughts. And maybe you're not a Minecraft person at all, but it's not even slightly interesting to me. So Bosma Beauty has a new lip product. This is their High Pigment Blurring Gloss Balm, a 3-in-1 blurring gloss balm with hydration, pigment, and shine. I'm curious. It's already available at Sephora. It's $26 a piece. I love the Bosma Stick Foundation. I never picked up their blush, but this is the 3rd product in their beauty line, and I'm really curious to see what it is. This is one of those that I could see myself picking up. Oh, wait a minute. I'm swiping here. I'm looking at these. The colors are very intense, and they look like a vinyl liquid lip. Because the pigment is there. I mean, you're not seeing, they're not sheer, they're not buildable. These are like pigment. I don't know. There's only 4 shades. They look very interesting, but see how pigmented they are? That kind of has me worried because if they are kind of like that glossy, balmy formula, the last thing I need is them falling all the way outside of my vermilion border because I do have those fine lines on the edges of my lips. And the last thing I want is a super pigmented color just spidering out. So I don't know. I was really excited about these until I started swiping and then I was like, oh, maybe not, maybe not. Now, if I had 16 or 17-year-old lips like my oldest, I'd be all over this. I'd be loving this. So if you don't have textured lips, you might really like it. All right, last thing to talk about today is new from Kulfi. They have a Baddie Lash Smudge Proof Volumizing Tubing Mascara. So I love me a tubing mascara. It's what I'm wearing today. I wear it almost every day because just removal is so much easier. It takes nothing but warm water and it just slides right off. So I love a tubing mascara. This one here looks like it's volumizing from root to tip. It also gives a lot of length. It has rambutan extract, tripeptide complex, and castor seed oil. It is supposed to instantly add volume to lift lashes. It's flake-free, never runs, no fallout. And this applicator that has kind of like these little spikes on the top are supposed to easily coat every single lash. So you could really go in with the tip of it and just like really focus on a certain area or just continue to coat. And the images of the models wearing it I think the most startling one is the person who has long lashes, because they show it to you on long lashes, short lashes, and straight lashes. And I'm looking at the model with long lashes, like natural lashes. She was blessed. Okay, she was blessed and then blessed some more. And then on top of that, the single application looks really beautiful. It looks like a really natural lash. And the built application where they're putting on more product, it looks stunning. I mean, like false eyelashes. Looks, I don't know. Okay, the one thing that always kind of gets me and bums me out a little bit about tubing mascaras is it's very rare to find a formula that is volumizing. A lot of times they're lengthening, they add definition, but it's really hard to find one that gives volume without it getting too clumpy. Because you can continue to build just about any mascara and you're going to get some volume that way, but sometimes the way the product builds up on itself. There are some tubing mascaras that I can never get any volume out of and that don't really build at all. So if this one is marketed to be a volumizing formula, that has me interested. And then just the images that I'm seeing, they look really good. Really, really makes me kind of want to pick it up and try it. I don't know. I don't know. Is it available yet? Available on the 20th. Yes, it is. It's available on the 20th. So she's already out there. So next time I'm at Sephora, or placing a Sephora order, I might pick this up. I'm always looking for a beautiful tubing mascara. Since it's already available at Sephora, I might actually add this to an order that I make. I'm not planning on making an order anytime soon, but the Sephora sale is coming for VIB. It starts on the 4th of April. So we're getting kind of close, like a week and change away. And I'm very, very curious to see what sort of a list I pull together. Hey, let me know, would you be interested in seeing either what I'm planning on purchasing or my recommendations for the Sephora sale? If you are, let me know in the comment section down below. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so, so much for making the time to watch. Here's where I want to know, did any of these products, do they call to you? Are you interested in them? Have you already picked some of them up? Or are you going to plan to, allocate money specifically for the new maybe Dior summer release or for the Kulfi mascara? Like, let me know what really catches your interest. Thank you so, so much for making the time to watch today. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again soon.